round number 1,320.
Nice. 1320.
1320. I like making those videos. They're fun to me. I don't know why. I just like it.
That's what's they're getting all. I saw the great comments in the Discord channel.
Yeah, people seem to like. I have like a strong following, is what I call it. I got dedicated people that watch like every episode.
And I listen to a lot of tech podcasts, right? Yeah. I listened to one this morning on the treadmill, and it's these people that do like they're like big, because they're like. They talk about like venture people, like whatever they're called, like, I don't know, angel investors and all that stuff, for like the big stuff. But the fundamentals are the same. And they say the way to go. And nowadays, like, sorry, I'm trying to do the Facebook thing, is to have like a niche, small audience that's dedicated rather than a huge audience that's very nonchalant about your stuff.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I do too.
I think that's what we both have. Like, you don't have to have a huge audience, but as long as your audience cares, you're in like fun.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, let's be real. I only have the YouTube audience because of you. I mean, most of them are from you.
Well, I mean, it's
but
like,
they've seen me on here and stuff.
Right. I mean, it's kind of a shared audience, is what it is. Billy, what's up, Billy? Billy's over on Instagram. Billy's got a bunch of show ideas for us, which I'm waiting till like we're all together so we can actually do some. Pam's on vacation. Ricky's taking care of the kid today, so she's not here.
Pam was one of my ornament exchanges, so I got an ornament from Pam this weekend.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, I mean, we're friends. Did she just send me the ornament? Like I wasn't sure. So
sometimes I don't know who they're from because like I get them from like Disney.
So like I thanked her. And she's like, yeah, it was so funny that I drew you somehow for the ornament exchange. And I'm like, oh my God, it was for the ornament exchange. How funny is that? It was a 70th anniversary like Disneyland ornament though, which I thought was pretty sweet.
She was just out there.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to you about that for that San Diego, because like I have a wait list right now for the Disneyland hotel because they have the DVCs over there now. I doubt if I'll come through, so I'll probably should book something with you just to be on the safe side.
Let me know.
I'm excited to see the 70th. It'll only be for like 2 days, but that's plenty of time out there,
Yep. I can't believe Marathon Weekend's less than a month away. I gotta renew that annual pass because it does expire on the 7th, and the 7th is Expo Day, so it's exactly that day.
That's so cruel.
It is so cruel. I'm like, oh my God, because I got to make theme park reservations. So I forgot about that.
Dennis, it's funny. Dennis is going on the exact sailing as I am, but like 3 weeks later. Like that'd been cool if I'd love to go on a cruise with Dennis. I know. He's like us, man. Dennis loves the Disney Cruise Line.
Dude, Dennis knows Disney Cruise Line like nobody's business. So yeah, we gotta sail with Dennis sometime. We gotta sail with Dennis. We gotta sail with Corey.
Oh, yeah. So many people.
I do.
People want to do an Alaska cruise, Mike.
I know, but like I'm so scared because they're so expensive.
They're expensive. I know. Well, people once people get those quotes, will they come?
I know exactly. That's why I haven't done it, because like you throw out those quotes, it stops people's hearts.
It does. Heck, our treasure one this summer like is kind of wild too. Like,
oh yeah.
I mean, because it's a 7-nighter. I was just like, I saw that price when you quoted it. I'm like, what?
I know. Because we had the same cruise like last couple summers.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's painful.
It was expensive.
I knew 2 different like people that were on the treasure this last week. Like a guy I work with and his family, and then like the Livelies were on there too. It's just funny, like when you know like people that are like that don't know each other, but you know them, and like you hope to see the other one like in their photos they're sharing and stuff.
Yeah. The treasure's so good. All right, let me get some questions up here. Dun, 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 dun. All right.
See, the Livelies have never cruised before either. Like there's something about like cruising. People are starting to like get into it a little bit, that normally don't. I feel like it's a hot item right now.
I just looked too at my bookings for this year, and I booked 50 more cruises than I did Walt Disney World trips.
Like, who would have thought that, right? Maybe we're influencing it a little bit because you and I have been talking a lot about cruising the last year.
Cruising's easier. It's
the best vacation.
I mean, yeah,
it's probably easy to book too. Yeah.
it is easier to book, but it's also easier to travel. Like you just show up. I mean, there's less variables.
I said that in one of my hits, one of my videos. I was just like, I'm not much of a planner, but you do have to plan a little bit for Disney Cruise Line, but they kind of do it for you. It's like, where am I going to eat for dinner tonight? I have a plan. I know where I'm going to eat, but I didn't have to make the plan. Disney Cruise Line made it for
exactly.
me.
Look at your app.
Like, what do I want to do today? Well, they got like 5 activities I can choose from. I can do this 80s trivia. I can do this Disney trivia. Like, boom, they're making the decisions for me. Like, they make plan.
Yeah, exactly. Like in the morning, you're like, I'm going to do 80s trivia at 2:30, but like at 2 o'clock, you're like, nah.
Yeah, and they make the plans for me. Like, so I love it. Like they come up with my own little itineraries, like just by giving me these little like multiple choice options.
I agree. We'll talk about that for the Friday show because I want to talk to you about it because Pam had some ideas. So I want to run by you because I think I want to get your thoughts on it. Well, let's do a list of questions. We're not going to do these. These aren't going to be super long. So let's get through this. So what number is this? 2814. Okay, here we go.
I'm going to be responding to a work message while you start this off, but I'm listening.
All right, Ricky. Welcome to episode 2814 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you're having another rocking week here in the middle of December. This time next week, Santa is going to be getting ready to make his big run. So hopefully you are getting all that shopping done, taking us with you wherever you go, and just having a great holiday season. Remember, slow down, enjoy the season, and just hope you're having a good season with your friends and family. But today, taking a break to answer your list of questions on Walt Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line. Let's talk Disney. That's why we're here, and always appreciate you taking the time to listen to the show. My buddy's here with me today, Scotty G, as Ricky's doing her motherly duties. Pam is taking a well-deserved vacation this week, which she totally deserves. So it's a Mike and Scott show. Scott, must-see adventures. What's happening up in Michigan? I know it's still cold up there. What's up?
It's cold. It feels like it's single-digit temperatures, but I just have to apologize. Pam was gone, Ricky was gone, so sorry, everyone. You got stuck with me and Mike this week. Hopefully we step up to the plate, and we delivered 2 great episodes this week. Well, 3 when you count the live show. Yeah,
I know. So it's a lot of Mike and Scott this week, so we apologize in advance. But we're here. We're going to do the best we can and talk some Disney. So let's do a little check-in, though. We're about a week out from Christmas. So how are things in the Gardner household this around this time? Like, you guys making cookies? The trees already? The presents under the tree? Like, what are things like? What we got going?
Well, I'll tell you, as the time of this airs, yesterday was a big day for me. So it's hard for me to start focusing on the family Christmas stuff. So I like to volunteer for a lot of Christmas stuff at work for families in need. So I sign up for this big family thing and I organize it with my department. And Liz and I usually adapt a foster teen. And then we do stockings for foster kids and all this. And all that stuff is due tomorrow or yesterday, on Tuesday of this week for work. So we've been gathering this all. Liz helps me wrap and all that stuff. We got it all gathered. So I get to do those deliveries on Tuesday. And then it's sigh of relief, because family in needs, that's really important to me. They're getting their Christmas, that they deserve. And then then now I got a week. I'm all right, now we got to lock in on what we're doing with our family. Luckily, Liz is on top of that. She's been taking care of the grandparents, figuring out what we're going to do for Emily and all that. So hopefully we can relax a little bit, put our feet up and enjoy this week leading up to Christmas. Great week, actually, honestly.
It's super cool that you guys do that because, this is the time of year to focus on those that are less fortunate. And I love that you got to do that because, when I was a teacher, we kind of did the same thing around this year with children that needed it from the orphanage near our school. And it is cool to see, how appreciative families and kids like that are. So thanks for doing that. That's really,
I love doing it. And
it's really cool.
And you get a little wish list and then you're thinking no, we can do more than this wish list. So I try to gather up the troops at work and come on, can you pitch in a few dollars? We can, for the family we had this year, the mom didn't put in a single thing. And that was so kind of her, right? She just worried about her kids, but no, we got to do something for mom too. So we figured out some good things we could give for the mom that were kind of generic without knowing what her interests were, things like that. But I appreciate it, Mike. It's something that my organization is really big on, is taking care of families in need, the young kids, and glad that I can just play a small role in it.
Yeah, no, it's this time of year, we really need to take a step back and think about how lucky we are to get to go places like Walt Disney World, take cruises. I mean, sometimes we stress about the minor details, but heck, we have it really, really good to get to go do these things that we do so many times. We're so blessed. All right, let's hop into some listener questions. Oh, we have some in the inbox, but if you are tuned in live, Tanja's here, Dennis is here, we see Billy's here. A lot of folks tuned in live that have been chatting with us in the pre-show. So drop any questions you might have, and you'll be a internet superstar for today. At least, with our podcast family.
Oh, definitely a superstar.
No absolutely. Doubt. Megan's got a question here. It says, not that urgent. Run Disney dining listener.
Not that urgent. I love how that's a thing.
Everybody's got the urgency thing, which I love. So we're going to run with that probably through the end of 2025. She says, hey, Mike, I have a question for you. My 2 girlfriends and I are going to Disney in February for the Princess Weekend. We're running the 10K on Saturday. I was thinking it would be fun to try and get Cinderella's roll table, or if not able to, Akershus for breakfast after the race. What would be a good time to try to get it? Or if this isn't a good idea, I'm open to suggestions. This is all of our first race weekends, so we're not really sure what to expect. Thanks, Megan. I like it. Princess Weekend and trying to eat in the castle, or if not, Akershus, the
great alternative. Yes.
Secondary castle.
Yep.
Cheaper castle.
It's decorated. I haven't been there in a long time to either of these places. I feel like I need to do a research trip here soon to those.
Those are good. So they're going to run the 10K. Okay. So we got to do some timing here.
I started writing down some timing. So the 10K starts at 5.
Okay. Let's go.
I'm going to say the girlfriends are going to stop and want to get some photos, take your time, have a good time with it. So I'm going to say 2 hours to do 10K. Let's just call it 2 hours, Mike.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to rush yourself.
You don't want to rush yourself, and you want to take a photo after the race and all that. Maybe you can call it 2 hours, 15 minutes, because it depends on your corral placement too. I didn't even think about that. It depends on where you're starting the race.
And the first timers, they could be in the back.
Yeah, you could be in corral E or F potentially. So then you're not starting the race till 5:45-ish maybe. So call that 2 hours from there. That'd be 7:45, and do a couple photos, get your runner's box, get back to the resort because you want to change. You want to change it to clean up a little bit for a nice outfit with the princesses. So basically, what I'm getting at, I think a 10 a.m. would be a safe bet for your reservation.
I was thinking 10 a.m. too, right off the bat. 10 a.m. is going to give you that buffer to get. Now, see, here's the question though. Tanja asked this. First of all, she says do Akershus first. That'd be, you're in the Epcot area as it is with Princess. It's a better, to me, I don't know. It depends if you want to go all in. Akershus is a better value. I like the meal actually better myself. Inside Akershus rocks. I like the experience there. Cinderella's roll table.
Both are great.
They are, but man, Cinderella's roll tables.
Just remember, Princess Weekend though, you run through the cat. Well, not in the 10K though. They're not doing the half. Yeah. But I think I know. So at the 10K is more of an Epcot race.
Yep.
But there's something about still getting, even if it's not an Epcot race, getting some medal photos in front of the castle.
Yeah, sure.
Because if you get done a little early and you get cleaned up, and then you show at 9:15 for your 10 a.m. ADR, you can do a photo shoot in front of the castle first before your meal. I'm leaning more towards Cinderella Royal Table, but either way, you have a good backup.
But here's the question: do you go back to the hotel, or do you just go to the?
I'm going back and changing. I want to freshen up for the princesses. I do.
Okay, I guess, but if they're, I guess. I mean,
I just think I don't know, and I'm not just. I just know. I'm just saying this from my wife and my daughter experience. I don't know how all ladies are, but they might want to go back and freshen up their hair a little bit, after sweating in the race and get cleaned up, freshen up the makeup a little bit before you go on your meal with the princess. So that's just how my girls would be, but.
That's a good point. Yeah. So 10 o'clock's a good time. And Akershus, I would do Akershus probably first. It's a better value. I like that. But I mean, if you want to go all in and pay the bigger price, you can never beat Cinderella's roll table. It's just expensive.
I would just say Mike would be hating this in real life because Mike, you don't like the wait. You always are eat at the food court. You never. I feel like the one time was when me and Emily did one of the 10Ks and she wanted Garden Grill after the race.
I remember that.
That was the one time I think you did a non food court resort food court after.
It's so hard to wait to eat after a race.
I know you just want to jump right into it.
So hard. All right, over on Instagram, Kat Coppersmith says, "Hey guys, make my reservations tomorrow morning for my February trip, and so excited." So just good luck to you tomorrow morning on that. That's always an exciting time. And Julie says, "Hello from Pop." I think it's Julia from Pennsylvania.
Scotland. Oh no.
No, well, maybe it is Scotland or Pennsylvania. Let's see.
Same thing, right?
Right now, she says hello from Pop. She's at Pop Century.
So I know Julie from Scotland is at Walt Disney World right now.
Yeah,
that's why
that is Julie from Scotland. You're right. She's at Pop Century right now. We're going to try to catch Starlight and Happily Ever After tonight. Where do you recommend we try and get a spot to cover both? And by the way, she loved Candlelight Processional the other night. She's gonna try to see it again. I loved her excitement in the Discord.
Fonts. I mean, how can you not like it?
Hey, I know that's pretty cool. So she wants to see Happily Ever After and Starlight. I mean, I guess she's looking for one spot for both.
I mean, the one spot for both would be Main Street USA.
Yeah.
But you gotta get there early, just based on my experiences. Some other photos I've seen, like it fills up quick on Main Street for this parade. And depends on which one do you want to do, right? Because they do Starlight first and after. So you probably want to line up for it first, maybe watch Starlight first, get a spot on Main Street kind of early, and then wait out there for Happily Ever After afterwards.
Yeah, that's probably what I do too.
But I would just say scope it out, get there a little early. If you start people starting to grab some curb kind of early on, you just have to dedicate. And if this is Julie from Scotland, I know that she's down there for a long time, right? So you got time, right? To spend a couple hours waiting for a spot.
Get a good snack, hang out. Yeah, get a good snack. She says, "P.S. Love meeting Maria, Trisha, Beth, and Steph on Saturday." So that is
awesome. So that's the move, right? You and if you're with the family, you have a runner, So like you have like I think they're a family of 4, so you have like 2 people holding down the fort, and someone grabs some Casey's or even goes over the Cosmic Ray. They come back, and then boom, you got the food there. You can talk while you wait. I like doing that. Actually, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. The Main Streets, because you got Casey's, you got the confectionery. If you want,
got a Christmas background loop playing while you're enjoying your snack.
I mean, you got the bakery. You can get stuff from Starbucks. You got all kinds of stuff you can get to pass the time.
Confectionery, you get some cotton candy. Oh my God, I'm getting like a tummy ache thinking about this, but it sounds great.
This is good stuff. All right. Katie's got a question. She's tuned in live over on Facebook. I have a Disneyland question for you guys. We're going in early August, so we could take advantage of the kids' summer ticket deal. Do you think there will be room discounts? We would love to stay on property, but it's a little pricey. Also, what's your recommendation for the closest off-property resort? Would love to hear recommendations. So room discounts.
Disneyland room discounts are tricky. Like they
have been doing them though. But you're just gonna have to see, because it is all based on demand. Like it's
usually more of a last minute, because like I'm looking at a February trip right now, and there's like they don't have discounts out to that point in time yet. So
no, it would be later in the game. Yeah, it'd probably be for August. You're probably talking like beginning of summer at the earliest.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking like May almost, or June. Yeah, like they really don't give you much of a window for those.
So let's talk offsite. Like they call them good neighbor hotels out at Disneyland. I've stayed in a few. You've stayed in a few.
I've always stayed in the Fairfield there on Harbor Boulevard. But like the last time when we did that 2024 Run Disney race, like I was feeling the wear and tear on it, and I've been kind of thinking like the next time we do a good neighbor, I'm going to go somewhere else. And you really interested me because of I always hear about the Howard Johnson, the Hojo.
Yep.
And I always feel like Hojo, man, that's like 1970s. Like it's old. It's not going to feel right. But your photos looked great when you stayed there.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I got a really good room, I think. I don't know if all the rooms like this, but I got like a room on the first floor, like right as you walk in. It was an ideal room, right? Because you didn't have to go up any like there's like a tower, there was a tower in this hotel. I didn't have to go up any of that jazz. I just walked in right there. My room was like 3 down from the main door, and I was in and out. It was perfect. Don't know if it wasn't like a special room either. I just booked a standard room. I'm cheap. I was by myself. I wasn't booking anything special, but God, I loved it. Like the room was updated. It was large. It had everything I needed. I mean, it had that the Howard Johnson color scheme too. It was like that blue and orange, like, you saw from the 70s, because I'm a nostalgic dude. I loved it. Like it was perfect for me. It was exactly what I wanted. I bought, junk out of the store. They didn't think it had Howard Johnson on it. It was a great, easy walk right there to the side entrance. I mean, the hotel's right across from the Matterhorn. You see the Matterhorn right there from your hotel.
See fireworks from there too, because
great.
The one I would stay at it's right next door to it, basically like 2 hotels down, and like that is a great location, easy to walk to.
Yeah, it was super easy. I mean, the thing is, like, I mean, any of those, like, you got the Tropicana's right there. You're passing that. I'm trying to think what I walk past. I think Camelot. You just walk past them. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, you're talking like 2 minutes past.
And I'll say, I still love the Fairfield right there. Like, you have the Panera that's right next door. So a lot of times my family, we would just mobile order the Panera and just grab our coffees and like a bagel sandwich or whatever. And we just walk to the parks. And then we just, while we're waiting in the turnstiles, we'll just kind of eat that right there, get a little quick breakfast. Cause like we don't go to Disneyland as often. Right. And being from like Eastern time zone to out there, like we're waking up kind of early. So we're always eager to just start the day and get in the Disneyland park. So we're like, we rope drop at Walt Disney World, but we really rope drop at Disneyland. I mean, we're like waiting out there early. So we always like to grab some breakfast. And if you want to go even unhealthier route, there's a McDonald's right there too. You can grab like a biscuit sandwich or whatever. Like, I mean, there's some good like food options right next to the Fairfield that you can easily grab on the go.
There's a Denny's too, I think.
Right, there's IHOP and a Denny's too. We've eaten at the IHOP. There was one time, Mike, like it was like our first morning, and we're staying at the Fairfield, and we're like, all right, let's just try to sleep in, and blah blah blah. We woke up at 4:30 in the morning, and we were like wide awake. We're like, and the park doesn't know
7:30 your time, right?
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, it was 7:30 my time back home. Yeah. So like we were just like so wide awake. We're like, what do we do? We're like, well, we can have a table service restaurant, but nothing's open at Disney, yet. So we went to the IHOP because it was open 24 hours.
Nothing wrong with IHOP. We love a good IHOP around here. So and Denny's too. All right. Hey, Kelly Jean Stockton over on Instagram's got a question for Scotty G. So here we go. First trip to Alani next year. What's your advice on choosing the best flight times to avoid jet lag? We're flying out of Nashville and nonstop isn't an option, sadly. So what do you got advice? Flying out of the central time zone. Can't
fly out central. I always say the earliest you can go is the best. And that's because, and I kind of learned this trick from our friend Wade, who's visited Hawaii a lot. And he flies out of central time too. And I know he doesn't like early flights, but he loves the early flight for Hawaii. And that's because, so say like you've been traveling all day and you land there and it's like 4 p.m, but it feels like 10 o'clock back home or 9 o'clock back home. So your body's kind of tired, but it's only 4 o'clock, and the goal is for that first day to stay awake as long as you can.
I've heard, so I've never done this, but I've always I've watched everybody like you and people like they say grind it out, right?
Yeah. You just grind it out because there's still so much daylight left, right? Well, depending on the time of year you go. So I say, you land, and if you get a rental car, you do your rental car, you get to your resort or whatever, then you go in the ocean, you just like swim for a little bit, use your pools, have a snack, just stay awake as long as you can. That's why I don't want to go take a later flight, because I want to get there early, because I feel like if I'm on a late flight, then I'm going to feel sleepy. Like I get excited when I land there, so I get an extra little energy. So it's daylight, I can actually do some stuff. And then, just the trick is just stay awake as long as you can that first night. And you're still going to wake up ridiculously early the next morning. It's just natural. But it will really help you a lot. Like I shave like 3 hours usually that first day just by staying awake as long as I can. Then by like day 2 or 3, I'm on like a good Hawaii schedule. So it's coming back. That's the worst part, honestly.
Oh my God. Just coming back from Disneyland wears me out. Dude, that's only 2 times.
It's tough.
I hate coming back.
I always, me, Mike, I maximize my time off, right? So like I normally go to work the next day whenever I do a trip. Even if I come in at like 10 o'clock at night, like I'm going to work the next morning at 7 a.m., but not for Hawaii. Like I always take the next day off from a Hawaii trip because I need that.
So let me ask you this though. I mean, because I don't know if you've ever done this. So she's going from Nashville to Hawaii. Mm-hmm. Have you ever done the thing where like you fly, because you can't get a nonstop. So if you couldn't get a nonstop, have you ever done the thing where like you fly from like Nashville to Anaheim and like do like a day in Anaheim, like a Disneyland, and then, catch a second leg?
So that's how we were going to do our first trip in 2020. That was our original plan. We were going to go with like Pam Forcer actually, and like our friends the Martins, and we were all going to go to San Francisco for a day or two to see the Walt Disney Museum and all that. And that was our plan, right? We were going to adjust 3 hours of time,
that might be a good
like in a day or two, and then fly to Hawaii, and that's only like a 3-hour adjustment from there, so like you kind of like gradually picked it up, because that's kind of fun, right? You can like sneak in a little visit to Disneyland or San Diego or whatever, because there's so many direct flights obviously on the West Coast there. So that's a good way to do it. But like for me though, like I'd rather just rip the Band-Aid and just like go straight for Hawaii just because like it's Hawaii, it's paradise. Like there's other trips you could possibly make depending on like how you travel, where you could go to California. Like let's just do it all in one. Let's just maximize another day in Hawaii, right? In paradise.
True. That is true.
But yeah, good luck. I'm fortunate I have a direct. Some people might say the direct might be too long of a flight, because I mean it's like a 9-hour flight. So like the nice thing with a layover, you can chop it up, but like I just want to get it all done in one, and then boom, just have fun in paradise.
I also only fly Southwest, so I can't imagine anything over 3 hours, man. I'm locked up. Like 9 hours, man. I'd be like, you'd be calling me a chiropractor.
You got to get up, and I'm not one to like go to the restroom really on a flight or like get up, but like on those, like when we went to London and Paris too, like I just forced myself to get up every couple of hours just to walk for a little bit.
That's wild. Yeah, but I also see like you have like the nice drinks and you get the meal and your pictures. I'm like, dude, your dinner is better on that airplane than I'm probably having tonight at home. Like, yeah, I'm like, I'm jealous of what you're having for dinner and you're on an airplane. I'm getting a thing of chocolate brittle and a little bitty, like the sample size of like, the cup you get at the doctor of like Coke Zero. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like here.
Okay, I hope you enjoy that trip to Alani though. It is spectacular. I love going there. We got Jason in the chat. I know he's going to Alani in 2026 as well. So a lot of people making the way over there.
I'm going to get there soon too. All right. Speaking of Jason, with the penny being discontinued, how long before we get rid of the press penny machines at the parks?
Ooh,
that's a good point. I mean, I guess the pennies will be in circulation though. People are going to have, but I mean,
but a lot of times they have a brand fresh new one in the machine, that you use. So
and they charge you like $1 now to press them or something. It's like they're expensive.
Could they change it to something else? The pressed nickel doesn't sound too right. And it wouldn't look as cool either.
Press quarter. Yeah, exactly. It's the inflation of everything.
They start using like the dollar coins.
Yes. We have here we go. We had a question for you. Now I have a question for me. It says Disney/cheer question. Only Mike can answer. Oh. Hey, Mike. Hope you're well. And the Destiny is amazing. Is as amazing as it looks. Question for you, since I know you've gone to Disney for cheer with your daughter many times. This will be our second time competing at UCA in March for cheer. My daughter is 9. I have to order the package through Varsity All-Star Sports with park hopper tickets. However, I am an annual pass holder, so I really don't need the park passes. I needed to book through the group, and my daughter does need the park passes, but since I don't, do you have any guidance on this? I looked into their commuter option, which was not cost effective, as I still need to put the name on the room. So I did end up booking the package. Have you come into this problem before, being an annual pass holder? Let's see. My only thought is to try to sell my other 3-day park hopper to someone else, but not sure if that's the right way to go about it. Any advice would be appreciated. Hope this makes sense. Thanks so much, Emily. Okay. So for those people that are confused about this whole situation, Varsity is this huge company that runs All-Star Cheer and Dance, and it's kind of a big racket because they sell all the gear. They put on all the competitions throughout the country. There'll be like 10 every weekend from October till May, and they make a gajillion dollars. I mean, they make $1 billion. It's ridiculous. And they have all these packages, right, for these competitions out of Walt Disney World, like Summit and Worlds and stuff, and they do it. So the way this works is they have a deal worked out with Disney that you have to, all the performers, all the athletes have to buy these packages, and they have to include tickets. For the life of me, I can't remember how we did it though, because we haven't got a Summit for a few years, but we did have to buy the package because that was part of the deal. Like every athlete has to buy because if you want to stay with the team, you have to buy the package. Now, I don't think we bought tickets though for some reason. Now we didn't stay on site ever. Our team always stayed at a Disney Springs hotel. And the reason we did this, we never got to stay on site. And the reason our gym chose to do that was because our gym worked out a deal with either the Holiday Inn Disney Springs or the Ramada Disney Springs. We always stayed at a different Disney Springs hotel every year because we got them to set up a performance mat in one of the convention rooms so that we could practice each night in the performance in the convention hall. So we had a mat in the room, so in the performance hall, so we could practice. They wouldn't, obviously, at like All Star Sports, we couldn't do that. You couldn't perform out in the grass. I mean, you see them doing that all the time, but it's not safe. So that's why we wanted to it was a business trip. We wanted to practice each night, and we had to set up a place for us. So that's why we stayed at the Disney Springs hotels. But yes, we did have to buy through Varsity. We bought our rooms through Varsity, but I don't think we bought the tickets through Varsity because I did have an annual pass. And at the time, the girls had annual passes too. So I guess your best option would be to sell the ticket to try to like sell it to another parent. I don't know. Yeah. Let me think on that one. And I have your email, Emily. I'll see.
I had a similar thing happen to me with a Run Disney race once. Like years ago, like a wine and dine where like it was sold out. So I found like this company that had a bid, but you had to like book a room and get a ticket with them. And I'm like, well, I'm an annual pass holder, but this is like back when FOMO was a serious thing, right, Mike? I was like, well, my boy's running the race, like I want to be there. So I had to buy like a 1-day ticket, like for all of us, which is like so annoying, but it got me the bib. And you know what I did with that 1-day ticket? Since I was blocked out for like New Year's Eve, like I just used it for New Year's Eve, like later that year.
And a lot of times you can put these tickets on your MDE account and use them later or like credit them towards an annual pass renewal or something like that. So you could look at that. I mean, that is an option. You could like tag it to your MDE account and use it for like your renewal. Sometimes that's an option, but just look at the details and talk it through. And what I'm going to do, we're still tight with like all the people at our former gym, Platinum Athletics, and I'll see what I can ask about the current varsity packages and get back to you. Cause I haven't done it for a few years because Mallory hasn't done competitive cheer. She's been doing high school. And she won't be doing cheer after this year. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be missing out. But yeah, good luck to your daughter because it's going to be fun. It's going to be stressful. Hope you hit 0. All right, we have a question here that says maybe urgent. So let's see how urgent this one is from Jessica. Hey, BOGP team. I'm planning to do the Disney Half Marathon in 2027. I'm not a runner, but this is definitely on my Disney bucket list. My plan is to train throughout 2026, so I'm ready in 2027. So I need all the details and any tips and tricks you've got. When are the dates for the 2027 races usually released, and when does registration open? From what I understand, this is a hot ticket event, so what should I expect? Any training tips would be extra magical, Jessica. All right, she wants to run the Disney Half Marathon in 2020. I guess she's talking about Marathon Weekend 2020. Mm-hmm. So that comes out in usually April.
So I just searched for 2026. It was March.
God, earlier every year. Holy smokes.
And that's the hardest part. I mean, Jessica, I'll say like, kudos to you. This is awesome. I'm going to give you a fair warning. This is how I got hooked to Walt Disney World, run Disney races was, I'm going to run a half. I'm going to run 1 half and that's going to be it. And now I have like over 80 Run Disney medals. So good luck to you with that.
Yes.
But I would say like the hardest part is the registration. Wouldn't you agree, Mike?
That's 100%. And I'll just warn you that the Marathon Weekend half marathon is probably the most in demand race besides the 5K. The 5K and the half marathon are going to be the hardest to get into because it's the most sought after.
Agreed.
So you got to be, so the best advice would be, there's 2 things. 1, become a part of the Lizards. Go to Be Our Guest Lizards on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. Just go there, join all you got to do is just hit join. Mike will let you in, Mike Bankhead. And we have on registration days, we help each other out through the Discord server. That'll help you get in. And use that. You want to use every resource you have. If you can't get in, you could get through a charity. That helps too sometimes. But once you get registered, let's don't stress about that. But you want to be ready on registration morning, like way, an hour before it goes live, which will be that morning, usually mid-morning, early, like 9 a.m. Eastern, something like that. You'll get all the details on the Lizards page. But join the Lizards will give you all the details there. But once you're registered, the training obviously just build up to it throughout the year. If you're a part of the Lizards group, you'll just get all the encouragement. We have training plans in there. People talk each other through. I mean, Scott, you see that every day, right? You see people talking about, especially if you're new and you just ask, you'll get training buddies, virtual training buddies that'll walk you right through the process because you have people that have done this for decades. I mean, it's crazy.
For sure. I think, especially for those, like for Marathon Weekend, I know Molly does like a weekly post or whatever. A lot of it is towards Dopey, but it's just not for that. It's for any race distance that you're going to do. And it's just gives you encouragement. Everyone is out there like supporting everybody. So like Mike is right. Like if you want attention and you want the encouragement, go out there and post. If you don't want it, then that's fine too. Like you don't have to be out there posting, but sometimes for me, just seeing what other people are doing gives me motivation too. So I would highly recommend joining the Lizards if you haven't.
Yeah. So and the whole thing is just, and I like that you're giving yourself plenty of time because you just build up gradually to the 13 miles. And with as much time as you have, you're going to be able to do it. Just what I would do is like set a goal to do a local 5K by the middle of 2026, like say, maybe by Memorial Day, I'd like to run a 5K locally and make that a goal. That'd be a fun goal to get to. And then you get a medal, maybe do it Memorial Day or something. And then maybe by Labor Day, try to find a 10K around your town or something. And then between Labor Day and, Christmas, build up to that 13 miles that, just, it's a gradual build up, but I mean, make it fun for yourself. A 5K, a 10K, then build up to 13. And then by Christmas time, you're ready to go and run a half marathon at Disney World.
That's a great point because I don't know if Jessica's done like a race before, but like I did that because I was nervous what a race was going to be like at Walt Disney World. So I wanted to know like what it was going to be like at just even like a local one, which is such a smaller scale. And like that helped me like get some nerves out of my system when I finally did my first half marathon at Walt Disney World, Wine and Dine, because I had some sort of like race experience back home and that helped a lot.
Yeah, because it is. I mean, it's huge scale when you get to Walt Disney World, but even your town, it helps you to like get up, get your, what you're going to wear the night before, put on a bib, go down to, get even like in my town, a race would be a couple hundred people. Walt Disney World, like, 10,000 people, but it's still the same thing. You got to get into a corral. You hear the announcers, you get the adrenaline going, but it's not a big deal in St. Louis, like in St. Charles, it's not a big, but it's still a process and it's fun to do. All right.
How about love Jason sharing my training plan though? Yeah. Don't necessarily do what I do. Don't use the 5K to train for a 10K and a 10K to train for the half. Cause that's what I do over race weekends. Not ideal.
For the Dopey, I'm not going further than like 13 or 14 miles. So but I do it a lot, but I mean, I just like, I get like 14.
Over a 4-day period, you do more miles than the Dopey. So
I do. That's how I look at it. I continuously do a Dopey over the entire year, but I don't,
which is ridiculous.
I don't ever go past 14 in a day, like running, but yeah, I do. I have a continuous Dopey constantly going since 2020. That's why I look at it, but we'll see. That's why
there's nothing dopier than that.
That's why my knees crack. All right. Last question today. It says, list your questions. Urgency is in the eyes of the beholder. Okay. So we got to figure out the urgency. It says Christmas week trip from Brooke. Hey, BOGP crew. We're excited for our upcoming Christmas trip to Disney World next week. Thanks, Mike. Thank you. We're staying at Caribbean Beach and trying to decide which section we'd like to request. Ooh, I'm going down next month and I got to decide too. I think we've narrowed it down to Jamaica or Barbados. Both seem to be in a decent position between the Skyliner and food options. Any thoughts? I have some thoughts real quick. Also, any suggestions on underrated non-park things to do around the resorts for the holidays? We're already planning on resort hopping to see decorations, but we're trying to come up with some creative things to do on the days my sister has to work. She's finishing up the DCP in Fantasyland. I hope you and your families have a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. God bless. Brooke from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Roll Tide. Let's hope we have a good Friday night down in Norman. All right, so let's see here. So my two favorite, and I think we're going to agree on this, villages, Caribbean Beach. My two favorite, Jamaica and Aruba. What about you?
I just Kokomo maybe next.
I didn't go the other way. I just totally screwed it up.
Yeah. You should have ever said Aruba or Jamaica.
I said it. I was like, dang, I screwed it.
It's 100% Jamaica for me.
Mm-hmm.
No, most of that is because our first ever Walt Disney World trip was at Caribbean Beach, and we stayed in Jamaica. So I just love those yellow buildings in Jamaica. Every time I'm on the Skyliner and fly over them, or if I'm in the area and I see those yellow buildings, it just makes my heart happy because that's like what got me addicted to Walt Disney World and takes me back to those early family memories when Emily was 3 years old. So, and I think it's a great location within the resort too. I just got assigned that obviously on our first trip, and like it just has always been my favorite building ever since at Caribbean Beach.
Yeah, Jamaica's. I love that yellow. There's something about that yellow. It
just pops. I just love that yellow.
Right, and I don't even know. Like it's not even. It's like its own yellow. Like I almost call it like Caribbean Beach Jamaica yellow or something. It's a beautiful shade there. It looks gorgeous. The only reason I say Aruba is it's adjacent to Jamaica, but it's over closer to the Riviera, right? So if you want to take advantage of like the Riviera Skyliner station, and you want to take like advantage of Primo Piatto as a dining option, that would give you that. Now, ideally, like if you really want to kind of go, really narrow down on this, is a Jamaica room that's close to the Aruba section. Like that would be ideal. Like I would love to get a room that's in Jamaica, but close to the Aruba rooms. Like that would be where ideally I'd love to be. But I mean, they're probably not going to get you that close. But that's where I'd love to be, like on the Aruba Jamaica border, right between them. Mm-hmm. That'd be a good spot.
I like it.
I do go. When I say Caribbean Beach, I do go over to Primo Piatto, and I'd like to have the option of both Skyliner stations.
I like that food court at Caribbean Beach though. It's kind of nice. The Center Town. I can't remember what it's called now, but I like that too. Yeah,
yeah, it's good stuff. All right, so what other kind of stuff like resort hopping, like you are a mini golf like aficionado, and I like doing it too. Mini golf's always in there, and remember, if you're on a package, you get before 4 p.m. you get like around.
Right. Is winter summer open right now? I can't remember.
I think it came back online recently.
I think so, and I know you always say this. You always love to do the summer course when it's like Christmas time and vice versa.
I do.
So I say, why not do both? Because they're both a lot of fun. So yeah, I love going over there. I will say Fantasia Gardens is my preferred favorite of those two, but like we've gone and played the Christmas course like on New Year's Eve and stuff and stuff like that. Like I do like going over there when it's like in the middle of summer or near the holidays. It just adds to that theme there too. So I love the mini golf. So thanks for bringing that up, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, resort hopping is what you got to do, right? I mean, snacks and seeing the Christmas trees, obviously, if you're going down for Christmas, especially like Wilderness Lodge. I was thinking about this. I saw a post the other day. Somebody like there was like a Disney history kind of Twitter account, and they were talking about the tallest trees around Walt Disney World. Do you know what the tallest Christmas tree is at Walt Disney World?
The Contemporary.
That's it.
Is it right? Oh, I love that tree. Yeah, I love that tree so much. I love that
tree too. But you know what I was thinking is the shame of it is you really can't go out and get a picture with it. Like
it's work. I have some photos. That's funny. Us and Beth, it's like one of our traditions. Like, because it was one of our first photos. It was in front of that tree. Because it's like you have to almost be like staying there or like move your car and park close to it because it's like nowhere. It's in the parking lot, but it's nowhere near anywhere you want to park either. It's work.
Yeah, because they're talking about the tallest tree is the Contemporary. The second tallest tree is Main Street. I think the one at the Contemporary is 70 feet, and I think the one Main Street's like 65.
Okay.
And at least that's what it said. I mean, who knows if it's true? I didn't take out a tape measure. But the thing I was thinking of is I love that tree at the Contemporary. And I have like, we were doing something for the agency. We had like a training or something down there one year while it was still up. And we had a break. And I walked out there, right, to get a picture with it, but I'm thinking it's so inaccessible, like it's such a great tree, but it's so hard to get a picture with it.
Especially at night, because it lights up. I love the lights on that tree. And it's fun when you're like at contemporary, like if you're like at not California Grill, that's about it. Like if you're like Marcuse's or something and you like go out and look out and you can see the tree from there because it's like all lit up. And you're like, oh, there it is. That's a contemporary tree. It's just so cool to see like from a distance too. It's such a pretty tree, underrated tree, if you ask me.
Okay, real quick, because we got to wrap. We're going to talk about the Destiny on Friday show, so we're going to get going on that here shortly. But like a couple other trees around property you think are underrated?
I love the Fort Wilderness tree, like right there by like Pioneer Hall. Like when you get off the boat there, like there's like a little like playground and where you park the golf carts. It's so cool because they have like unique ornaments on it that it's just like camping type ornaments, like I just think, and I don't think very many people see that tree is the thing. Cause like you talking about the contemporary being work, like that is work too, right? Unless you're not staying at the fort or going to hoop-de-doo, like when are you ever going to see that tree? And I think it's a great underappreciated tree.
Yeah, I want people to drop that in the clubhouse this week and let us know like your favorite trees around property. Because I'm obviously nostalgic. I love the Pop Century Christmas tree with all the kind of like nods, but also that silvery tree that they have across over at Art of Animation too. Like because it's it almost needs to be a pop. Like
that reminds me of like Happy Days for some reason. So that should be a pop.
It reminds me of something like not my grandparents I spent the most time with, but my mom's parents had that kind of that silverish kind of Christmas tree. Reminds me of that. I love that. But yeah, I like it. Disney does their trees so even Animal Kingdom's trees like very underrated. So good.
Animal Kingdom, because everyone talks about the Wilderness Lodge tree. I mean, Animal Kingdom tree, in my opinion, is just as good.
Yes, totally agree. All right, so we're going to jump out of here. You have questions, though, for next week's show. Get them in, level of urgency, put it in there. We'll get that on the show. Mike at beourguestpodcast.com. Don't forget, though, show's always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We are standing by like Santa's elves this holiday season to help you plan an amazing Disney vacation. Best part, no additional cost to you. So check out all the details this week over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link when you shop online. As you're doing that last-minute shopping, take that extra couple of seconds, click through beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. That really does help us out. So thank you so much for that. And finally, you can support us on Patreon. It's just $5 a month. It's like a cup of hot cocoa a month. And then you support the podcast where everybody wins and you get a bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. So come over this week. We'd sure love to have you. Patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. Thank you so very much to everybody who does that each month. We appreciate that so much. You can follow me on the social media at beourguestmike. That's on Instagram, x.com, and Threads. Scott is at epscott, EPSCOT, but where you need to go is Must See Adventures over on YouTube. Scott, let us know what's happening on the channel this week.
Just got some our Wine and Dine race weekend recap. So we got, if you ever was curious what a race looked like, I got the 10K video that's about to post. The 5K is already out there, but we do more things than that too. We got Sangria University that's coming up in the next episode. Now, it's kind of interesting, right? Because that was at Three Bridges, but just this week it moved to Toledo. Oh. So what you saw there is going to be a little bit different experience now. Same concept, right? I would assume, but it's just going to be in a different atmosphere. So if you're ever curious about Sangria University, you want to check out this video.
So like and subscribe, Must See Adventures. Now I'm going to give you a heads up. On Friday's outro, I'm going to ask you your favorite underrated classic episode of Must See Adventures. Somebody should go back in the archives.
Ooh, okay.
Be ready. Think about that. I'm going to, because we got to mix it up here a little bit.
I like it. Yeah. Be ready. I mean, that's the beauty thing about like the podcast, right? There's 3,000 episodes that we could just go back and just listen to. And it's so great. It's
I think awesome. Like a YouTube channel is a little bit better to go back and watch things a second or third time. Our podcast, like, you probably not gonna go back and listen to the listener questions a second time. I don't know. I
you might.
I doubt. So don't forget, we'll have a live call-in show this Sunday night. Scott will be joining me. We'll take your calls. We'll turn the show over to you guys. Call in, talk about anything you want. So that'll be Sunday night, 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. So join us for that. All right, we'll be back again on Friday. We're going to talk about the Disney Destiny Fort Lauderdale's port. Scott was just down there, so I have some thoughts there. My wife Pam had some thoughts on the Wish class ships against the Fantasy and the Dream class ships and the Magic and the Wonder. So we'll talk about that. we're just going to talk some cruise. And I know it's been a little cruise heavy lately on their shows. We're going to bounce it back to Walt Disney World here soon, but I just got off the Destiny, so I want to give you a review of that. Spoiler free, folks that are going. I know there's some things you don't want to get spoiled on. I'm not going to spoil you on that, but I'm going to get you some things to get you ready to get the most out of your Destiny cruise. Now that I've been on all 3 ships in that class, now the Wish, the Treasure, and the Destiny. So we'll talk about that and compare those. All right, so come on back on Friday. So until then, for Scotty G, Must See Adventures, I'm Mike here in Missouri. You guys have a great Wednesday. We'll catch you on Friday. So stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon.
So I think I froze there in that last episode during one of those questions. So
yep.
So I'm about to connect to my hotspot. So I'm going to freeze again for a second. So this should help. I am back.
You are back. I'm saving the file.
So for the start of this episode, you were talking like you're queuing me up for the next one for the ending. I'm going to do a little funny thing at the start of this one, just FYI.
Wait.
It's more for the people that are watching though, so I'll make it really quick.
All right, let's see. Kill that banner. So people don't ask questions.
I like listener questions. Those are fun.
Those are fun. Those are good questions too.
I was almost going to suggest like go watch a movie because I always forget about that sometimes. Like when the people that were like what to do, like with we talked mini golf or whatever. Like sometimes it's just fun to go watch a movie at like Disney Springs or something. You know.
I watched. This is how old I am. I watched the premiere of Lilo and Stitch at Disney Springs.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How old?
I've only been to a movie once. It was but it was a DVC thing. We got to see like a premiere of like Zootopia, which is ironic because like I got that special viewing of Zootopia at Disney Springs, and then I was there for the premiere at Sea on the Fantasy to watch Zootopia 2.
Shut up. Zootopia 2 was showing a ton on our cruise, and
yeah, it's good.
There was another movie that was shown. That one I think Zootopia showed in the Walt Disney Theater the one night too. Like is the big show.
Oh yeah, that's what they did. That was the night at Sea, like the Sea premiere. They showed it in the main theater, and then like 40 minutes later, they were showing it in like the main cinema, which is where we went.
Yeah, those Wish class ships have 2 theaters.
The Neverland Theater and
and
it's weird.
They showed Tron Ares a lot too. It was another movie.
They showed Tron a ton, and like the Jonas Brother Christmas was another one.
Yeah,
they kept showing.
They showed that on the
it's like they showed the same movies on both ships.
Yeah,
they played the Muppets Christmas Carol on Funnel Vision on Liz's birthday, which we went out and watched. That was kind of cool.
Yep, they showed that. We didn't see, but they did show that Jonas Brothers Christmas thing a couple times. Okay, here we go. 24:16. I'll pull up my.
I'm gonna text Liz like 10 minutes into this and tell her that she can start dinner. She's like, I need a little bit of warning.
Good idea. I should have Pam run to Taco Bell for me. She ain't gonna do that. I have a gift card tonight, so I'm pumped. It's gonna be dinner on my in-laws for my birthday. Here we go. Welcome to episode 2416 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're getting ready for a great weekend as the college football playoffs kick off. Lots of good games this weekend and hopefully some nice weather where you are around the country and around the world. And we're going to get it started with some fun Disney talk and some Disney Cruise Line talk. And no better person to talk Disney Cruise Line with than my brother from another mother from Must See Adventures up in Michigan, Scotty G, joining me to kick off the weekend. Scott, what's going on? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Happy weekend. People don't know this, but you always send a text message every Friday to the podcast group. And I still don't understand what it is, but I know it makes you happy, and that's all that matters to me.
It does make me happy. It's this guy I follow from, he used to play football at the University of Georgia. And,
but he's not the one in the video, though.
No, he's not, but he tweets it out. And so I see it in my Twitter feed every Friday. I've seen it for like a year and a half. And I've been seeing it forever, right? And every time I saw it, it just made me happy. It's this dude It's these two dudes riding in a car, and I'm guessing they're in Africa, right? I don't even know. I don't know the genesis of this little 45-second video either, but it's these two dudes. Like, I guess they're riding in a car in Africa. The one guy turns to the other guy and goes, we're here, right? And the one guy goes, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then he starts, it's Friday, then it's Saturday, Sunday, what? And the one guy gets out of the car and starts dancing. Like, it does this cool dance, like all the way down the road with the door open. And it's just a crazy dance. And it just makes me happy.
It makes you happy. And I love it. And you send it to me every Friday.
I send it to my two families. I send it to you, Pam, and Ricky. And I send it to my girls. And all of you, I mean, you guys receive it a lot, but my girls just never respond. Ever respond. Like, I don't think they open it, but I send it every Friday. Paige occasionally will. Pam and Mallory never.
Pam Forster is a good sport. She sends a respond every time you send it.
So every once in a while, you guys give me a thumbs up, and it warms my heart. But I want you to know every Friday, I hope you're having a good start to your weekend, and I'm thinking about you guys. So that's my way of saying you're my family. I appreciate y'all. Have a good weekend.
That's funny. Well, happy Friday indeed. So we're talking cruising today. So I'm wearing my Mickey bucket hat, which I'm a big fan of. And I put on this Michigan Dad Wolverine shirt. I'm so surprised for those watching that Mike didn't comment that I'm wearing a Michigan shirt because he knows I'm a Spartan, but I pay that Michigan tuition for a very special.
I'm treading lightly with the Michigan thing still.
I know. But last year, do you remember our friend Paul from Jersey? He sent me like that captain's like Lions hat, which I thought was super nice because he knows like I love sailing, the yacht rock thing, Detroit Lions. It was great. Well, just today, I got another hat in the mail from Paul.
No way.
And I knew we were talking Disney Cruise Line today. So I was like, I have to wear it for this episode. So I'm going to put the Mickey bucket hat aside for a little bit and put on.
Here we go.
I knew Michigan captain's
Shut
hat.
up. No way.
So thank you, Paul, for the hat. He said in the Christmas card, I know this is painful for you a little bit. I never thought I'd be sending you Michigan gear in the mail. But thank you, Paul, from Jersey. I love it. And here I am. I'm all in Michigan right now as we talk about the Disney Destiny.
That's a Block M. That could actually be a Mizzou captain's hat because they stole our Block M back.
I think Michigan's the originator of the Block M.
I don't know. No, rumor has it Mizzou had it first. That's what we say.
We'll have to take some research. I'm pretty sure Michigan is.
I think we had it first. That's what we say. I'm just saying.
That's what you say. But
I think that's how it is. But we're not going to go into that today. But that looks great. And shout out to Paul for that awesome hat. Now I got to tell you, because we are going to talk about the Disney Destiny cruise, but that brings me back to the first story of the cruise. I packed my captain's hat for the cruise, and it just stayed on the shelf the entire cruise. And Pam asked me, like, Mike, what's the deal with the captain's hat? Why have you not had the captain's hat on? I'm like, well, it's not the same without my boy. Like, I can't really wear the captain's hat without a crew. Like,
it's not that's fair though, Mike. I feel you on that a little bit.
I just never felt right wearing the captain's hat. Like,
yeah, I usually wear like the first day, I wore the Lions one on the fantasy because like Thanksgiving week, they're playing in a couple days, and I'm telling you, the crew must have been off a little bit because this is the first time ever where I didn't have like a crew member acknowledge the hat because doesn't it happen like 25 times at least a day?
And that is the worst, dude. If you wear a captain's hat and people aren't like, Captain, if you're not,
they expect you to say something, and we're like at ease or like, like I don't even know what to say half the time. Aren't you supposed to be piloting the ship? I'm like, no, I'm just taking
the bridge. Weren't you at the bridge? Exactly. Yeah, so there's something wrong there. But yeah, I will say, the Wish class ships have so much storage, like so many places to put hats and stuff. I had. Especially when you had, because we were in a 4A, so we had like the deluxe family ocean view with verandas. We had the big one that had the Murphy bed that wasn't pulled down. So I had like this, I called it the dance floor out past the couch where the bed would be pulled down, just an empty space. And so I was, I'd use that to dance or whatever I wanted to. And so we had all these places to put stuff. And I had this whole hat section because I had like 20 hats I brought. But the captain's hat just sat there the whole cruise, never got worn. And Pam was like, "Are you ever going to wear the captain's hat?" I'm like, I don't feel like I can. Like,
I appreciate you for that because, like, I mean, I would have liked to seen you wearing it, but like that means a lot to me that like
if you'd have been
that your crew wasn't there, so you couldn't wear the hat.
Because we did we did a couple tastings, and I was like, where did the champagne and the chocolate thing? No, like I don't want to non-class it up, so. I just wore a ball cap, but that's fine. All right, so let's talk about the cruise, and I guess we'll start off with it because people had questions. Going into Lauderdale, my first time going to Lauderdale, I liked Lauderdale. It was great. We stayed at the Hilton Marina, and that hotel was nice. For somebody that only ever sailed out of, well, for Disney out of Port Canaveral. I've sailed out of Miami with Royal Caribbean before, but it's shocking how close that hotel is to the ship. Like you can see the hotel. You like when you get on the ship, like you can see there's the hotel. Like it's right there. Like it's literally like when you take the transfer, like boop, 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 you turn a couple streets and you're at the port. Shocking. But the hotel was nice. Great room. Had a nice pool, nice exercise room. Super nice. I mean, you stayed there too. I mean,
I really enjoyed that hotel. I think it's really nice. It's funny, like when you were sharing photos, you shared this photo of you with like the captain's wheel, that they have out there. I was like, oh, I had that same photo of mine.
I didn't know you had that picture, but I told Pam when I took it, I was like, I guarantee you Scott took this picture, but I didn't know. I was like, but I guarantee you he found this picture.
Oh, I did.
Big yacht. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. And right by where that is, there's because I love seeing the yachts right there. You have the boats right there. So there's great outdoor seating. There's like a nice little restaurant where me and Liz had lunch, kind of like where that wheel is right there.
Yeah.
I found the hotel to be very enjoyable. I will tell you though, I remember you commented like on the price. It is a little bit on the pricier side maybe. And we arrived early because we took a first flight out the day we stayed there. And they're like, oh yeah, we have a room ready for you. And we'll just add another $60 for your early check-in. I was like, what? So I had to pay like an early check-in fee when we stayed there, which like, I was just like, whatever. Cause I want to just drop my stuff off and maybe take a nap. I was just hoping to have a room available. I didn't know I was going to pay like an early check-in fee. So watch out. That hotel does have early check-in fees. Cause the same thing happened to Jared too. His was like not as much cause he was like a couple hours later. So like it's like prorated based on the time you check in. I thought it was kind of wild.
Yeah, we didn't get there until about 3:30 because we didn't land until after 2:00. So we got there about 3:30. But so we didn't have all that. But I will say, like the room was nice. A couple things though. There was a fire alarm that happened in the middle of the night. Well, I guess I was on the treadmill. But I got up at 4:40, so it was probably about. I want to say it was about 5:30 in the morning was when the fire alarm went off because I didn't hear it. I had my AirPods in and I was on the treadmill, but they came into the workout room because none of us heard it because it was loud. But they came and like cleared us from the thing, but like everybody was run out. Now here's the kicker. So there's like a courtyard in the middle of this hotel with like, an open courtyard with like palm trees and a swimming pool and stuff. They were having a wedding reception in that courtyard that night before with the DJ. But I was so tired. I didn't care, dude. I can sleep through stuff. So I just went to bed at like 9:30 or something that night. I was so tired, but people were complaining that they were having a DJ out there till like 11 o'clock. So people were really mad that the fire alarm went off at like 5:30 in the morning.
I can imagine.
The night before, people were fired up. And my wife was one of them because, people wanted to sleep. But it was a false alarm, obviously, and people got to go. But I mean, they tried to clear the hotel, and people were not excited. I mean, it's out of their hands, but things happen. So, but the hotel was fine. So if you want to stay, it was recommended. It was nice. It was expensive, but it was. I told I had the Queen with me, so you gotta pay up. I wasn't gonna stay at a cheap place with the Queen. So we stayed there. The airport was nice in and out. Well, going out, it was kind of nuts because like they had all the flights leaving at the same time at Southwest, and everybody was lined up next to each other. All the gates are tight.
So that's how I feel at MCO.
Oh my god,
that's how my experience is every time at MCO. Like all the flights go out at the same time, so it's bottlenecks everywhere. It's chaos everywhere. So I didn't realize that happened to you at Fort Lauderdale.
Well, and I tried to get this Cuban sandwich that took 45 minutes to get. And I was like, I have an hour till we line up. Dude, 45 minutes waiting for a Cuban sandwich, a little fast food joint right by the gate. I'm like, come on now. Once a Cuban, there was about to be a riot because there were like 30. They kept taking orders, but we're making these sandwiches. I'm like, well, what's going on? Anyway, don't get the Cuban sandwich by the Southwest gate at Fort Lauderdale Airport. It was good in the end. Like I had to eat it on the airplane going home. But it took 45 minutes to get. So let's talk about the cruise though. So I did like flying out of Lauderdale. I'll do it again. Or sailing out of Lauderdale.
I love that Port Everglades. It's so nice.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice. Like
it's so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Was it way bigger than you thought? Like I thought it'd be like 1 or 2 like cruise ships. There were like 6 or 7 cruise ships in there.
Yeah, it was big. And like the Disney port that we were at, like, cause did you go through the Mickey ears? Like you do it?
I mean, it's a full on Disney.
Yeah, it's full on. I thought it was gonna be so much smaller and not as nice. And like they had an upper level that was for like concierge guests too. So that was kind of nice too. So that made the bottom level that weren't staying concierge still even more comfortable. Like I really enjoyed it. And I loved like the ocean, like the sea vibe that they have on the ceiling there. Like I thought it was really great.
Yeah, it was. I mean, would you say it's like more beautiful than Port Canaveral? It's not as big as Port Canaveral.
It's not as big, but
it's beautiful though. Like
it's gorgeous. Yeah. I really liked it.
Yeah. I like the look of it. Yeah. And I like that upper level for concierge. Now you could hear.
Now you do have to walk a ways. Like did you have to walk a lot to get onto the ship? I'm trying to remember. I thought we did, but maybe not. I might be mixing that up with like Terminal 10 at Port Canaveral because we didn't do the non-Disney one once and we had to walk a bunch. That's what I'm thinking of. So never mind.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Oh, real quick on Fort Lauderdale, though, I will say, because we got there the night before we went out exploring a little bit. We went to a little place called Yo Mama's Ice Cream, some of the best ice cream we ever had, next to a little bar called Parrots. We just took an Uber. It was like a little, we got a drink at this place called Parrots, right next to each other. So if you want a little drink to watch some football, next door is a place called Yo Mama's Ice Cream. Oh, so good. And we went to a sports bar called Duffy's and I had fish and chips and watched they have all kinds of TVs. So those are 3 places in Lauderdale. We kind of messed around that night. That was fun. So we got on the ship. We loved the terminal, explored it. So the Wish class ships, how do you feel about the Wish class ships in general? Because you've been on the Wish, you're going on the Treasure this summer. I mean, like, what are your thoughts on like the Wish in general? Because you've been on the Wish.
So I think
the others,
the rooms are great. They're my favorite staterooms out of all 3 classes. Like, I feel like they're just figuring out a little bit better. Like, it's funny, like when we're on the Magic, do you remember that giant dresser that was on the end of the bed, like on the Magic? Like, I kept trying to like shift my way and wiggle my way through the room there. Like, where on the Wish, I feel like, or the Wish classes, like, I feel like it's more spacious and the bathroom is really nice with the real like shower door, And I just love the way it's like decorated. So the rooms really blow me away on the Wish class. Do you feel the same about that?
As I was gonna say, the rooms on the Wish class ships are amazing. Like I said, the storage, like they got so many like little nooks to put stuff. Like just the beauty of the beds. They even have like lights they're called art lights. Because they have, I guess, like our room was a Hercules room. So we had like the Hercules art above our bed, and there was like a little light you hit, and it like kind of lit up the gold accents on the art. It was just obviously it was brand new. It was like 4th or 5th public sailing of the ship, so everything smelled like brand new. The bathrooms are huge because again we just came off the Magic, right? So the bathroom felt gigantic with the tub and everything felt gigantic. Plus we went to we're in a 4 for 2. Category 4 room for 2 people. We're like, holy smokes, this is enormous. So the veranda was great. We're on deck 6 now. I'll tell you that location does matter, I think, especially on the Wish class ships, because you don't have the midship elevators, because you only have aft and forward elevators, which makes the atrium really nice, right? They use the atrium on the Wish class ships really well because they do shows down there. They do meet and greets. We met Santa in the
see, I don't care for that stage, and maybe that's a Scotty G thing, but like that stage, I'd rather have an elevator bank than that stage sitting there. Like, and I think they're starting to do more things. Like, I'm sure there were shows right on the Destiny. I'm not trying to jump ahead, but like I'm guessing they're doing some interactive shows on that stage. I don't remember ever seeing one on the Wish, honestly. So maybe they're finding better use of that space, but I'm really kind of disappointed in that.
Well, see, I think you'll change your tune after you sell the Treasure.
Okay.
Because they're going to do all kinds of stuff on that stage on the Treasure, and they did even more on the Destiny.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because they've probably done this more. I don't know, because the Wish does shorter cruises, but I don't know. And this was only a 4-night cruise, but what they have done is I think they're making these cruises on the Wish class ships now more of an experience than a cruise. It's like a story. It's almost like what they did with the Star Wars Hotel. That like it's an immersive experience, not as in depth as that, but there's like a storyline from beginning to end of the experience, right? And there's two like hosts. There's a male and female host throughout the cruise that'll tell a story that unfolds like from the beginning and the end of the cruise.
Oh, interesting.
And so, and they'll use that stage. For example, you know, one of the lounges, this is going to be all over the place. I'm just going to tell things because I think it gets boring if you go sequential, but one of the lounges on the Destiny's DeVille's. And you said like, this is going to be one of your, like when you get on the Destiny, you're going to love DeVille's because you're
obsessed with 101 Dalmatians. Yes.
The piano in there is really cool. It's got like the spots and everything. It's really sweet. It's beautiful in there. And we did a tasting. We actually did 2 tastings in DeVille's, but obviously Cruella DeVille's a big character throughout the ship, right? Because she's kind of got a home in DeVille's. Well, one night they did a show, and I don't know like how this, I was still confused about this because like we didn't really go to it. We just happened upon it because it's in the atrium, which is deck 3 midship. And then of course on this class of ship, decks 4 and 5 overlook the atrium, right? So if you're just passing through the middle of the ship on deck 4 or 5, you're going to look down, you're going to see the show happening. But it was called something like Cruella's fashion show or something.
Oh my God, this sounds amazing.
But here's the deal. Like it was all guests that were part of the show. And so what she would do is, and like the cruise director staff had all these people. Now it wasn't just kids. It was adults too, like in groups. And so Cruella would like riff on these people. And like they made up. So she was up on that stage, right? Like on the Wish stage, but it was the Destiny, right? So she was kind of up on the stage with all this light kit, and they had a runway going off the stage down the middle of the atrium. And the guests like that were in the show, and like that, you know, they picked these people and they put them into groups, right? So anybody that had on like black and white, they were in like the 101 Dalmatians group. And so like she'd riff on these people like they were the 101 puppies. And she'd like, oh darling, I love the look of
oh my God, this is amazing.
2025. Oh, the puppy look is awesome. And she'd riff on them. But then, you know, they'd be like, oh, you're in the princess collection. So any kids that had on like, you know, princess dresses or any like adults that had anything on that looked like a princess, like they would walk for like 5 minutes. Or, you know, anybody had on sports attire, they were in a collection. So then they would walk down the aisle and, you know, she
would just give like commentary kind of as they were walking.
You know, it's Cruella DeVille. She just riff on them and make fun of them. And it was hilarious. Like, but I mean, I don't know if like these people knew it was going to happen or because I mean, some of these people had like really good, like, you know, like 101 Dalmatians. Like, I mean, somebody had like spotted like dresses and stuff. I don't know if like they knew this was going to happen or if it was just like coincidence. Because I mean, it was a brand new ship. Like this hasn't happened that many times. But I swear some of these people knew. I mean, because their outfits were amazing. But they had like, you know, all these different 10 groups.
Maybe they were just planning on wearing that at DeVille's because they knew DeVille's was on the ship.
But it was, you know, and that's what I'm saying is they use the space really well because there were a ton of people around watching. I mean, up from, you know, all 3 decks, but like they had, you know, the runway, but she was up there just like riffing on people. And it was fun because it was like impromptu and she was good. That's like great. She was hilarious. And,
that's great use of the stage. I love that.
Yes, that was a good use of the space. Because I mean, but do I wish it was a midship elevator bank? Yes, but here's where I say that you kind of do want to think about where your stateroom is on this class of ship because it does matter. Because we had a stateroom that was deck 6, but near the aft elevator bank, and it was nice. I mean, because we got off the bank, we got off the elevators, or we took the steps a lot. But boom, right there at our stateroom. And that made it nice. Like, so I don't mind being forward or aft. Really, we were kind of mid to aft and we just got off the elevator deck 6, boom. And we were at our stateroom really easy. So I'd try to be by either the forward or aft elevators. It'll save you some steps especially over a week on the Treasure.
I agree. Did you like deck 6? Would you like to have been a little higher up or?
No, 6 was great.
Was it great?
Okay. It was great. I mean, yeah, I would 6, 7, something like that.
Set you up.
You didn't mean to do that.
You're such a high schooler. Because I mean, there's benefits to both. Like when you're on 6, you can just walk down 2 flights of stairs and like I call it the Luna Lounge. I know it's different on the Destiny and the Treasure, but you're close to that, and then like you can get to the adult areas. But then it's a larger climb if you want to get to like Festival of Food. So were you probably doing the elevator more for that stuff, kind of, or?
We did the steps a lot, but we did because Pam was coming off at broken ankle. She could go up steps a lot easier, and she can go down. So we went up the steps a lot easier. We took the elevator down. But yeah, we just did whatever. But yeah, it wasn't bad. Like 6, at least you're in the middle, right? So that's where I try to be, is like in the middle, so you can kind of, because we go down to like 3s where the Haunted Mansion bar, DeVille's, the shopping was, Pride, the Pridelands restaurant. So let's talk, because I don't want to go like an hour or so. I want to make sure we hit some of the stuff. The Pridelands restaurant, man, so good. I mean, so good. So the best way I could compare it, I was trying, because in here, I got to say this. So we were wondering, like, what's the table seating going to be like? Are we going to have a private table? Are we going to sit with some people? So we did have a private table, just Pam and I. And there was another agent from the Magic for Less that was on this cruise as well with her friend, and she had a private table as well, Stacy and her friend. And so we met up like early in, like, on embarkation. We started talking, and I was like, are you eating with anybody? She's like, no, it's just my friend and I. I'm like, well, we should eat together, right? I'm like, what's your table number? And she's like 312 or something. I'm like, we're like 314. So we went to guest services. We got combined. We got the table in between. We're like 315 or something. So we all 4 ended up sitting together for the cruise, so we could all hang out. So
that's nice,
easy to do. So we all 4 sat together, and it was awesome. And so we ate dinners together. But the Pridelands restaurant was, man, okay. So it felt like Sanaa a little bit to me without the animals, obviously, but it had like the browns, the oranges. It had that color scheme of Animal Kingdom Lodge. But let me just tell you, the singers in there, like, because they do the show, right? They sing a little bit, and they bring out a chorus, and they sing a little bit, and they sing all the hits from Lion King, Be Prepared.
It's like the Festival of Lion King, but like a dinner show.
But the singers, Scott, I mean, they were so good. Like, one of the things I love about Festival of Lion King at Animal Kingdom Park is how good the singers are. I'm telling you, these singers were so good.
That's got me psyched.
And here's the thing, you would love it because there's like 3 dudes playing like bongos and percussion instruments, like walking around, like they're playing like the whole time. Like they walk into the restaurant playing, like bongo drum. And I mean, it's so good. I mean, oh my gosh, it's just, the show is amazing. It's perfect for the restaurant. And
is this like the Arendelle type restaurant? Like for the Wish? Okay.
Yeah. In the Coco restaurant for Treasure. But it's not over the top. Like like there's such, because what they're doing, they're telling the story of the Lion King, right? But they're telling it kind of in a slightly different way. But the music is obviously all the hits, Can You Feel the Love Tonight and all that stuff. Oh, but there's such good performers and such good singers. It was just,
and the menu was solid.
The menu was great. I mean, the food was awesome. The food's always great. I mean, I know you're not a big fan of the main dining room food all the time, but
I'm telling you, I like the Wish class. I think the Wish class food is like stepped up its game a little bit. Like, I like the Arendelle restaurant. What they offer there. So, and I'm sure the Coco one is awesome too.
Oh yeah. No, the Coco one's amazing, dude. I mean, it's Mexican food, but so good. But yeah, the Pridelands restaurant is just it. The performers were just so good. So yeah, I mean, I loved it. And we had that the first night they did the show. Wow. The second night was Pirates night. So we're in this restaurant 2 nights in a row. Obviously they didn't do
no show. Drumming and stuff happening that
night. I was, and I knew they wouldn't, right? Because it's Pirate Night, but we had a Pirate Night menu, which, it's always the same menu.
You said you did like the scallops or something, or a pasta.
What do they call it? Like Jack's Treasure of the Sea or something. The thing that's got kind of the pasta with all the little, it's got like you said, scallops and shrimp and all that stuff on top of it. So nice. Good. But I had a white top on, like a pullover, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get this all over me. So good.
Dangerous.
It was dangerous.
So then you had 1923 the next night. Is that right?
Yes. And so 1923 is the same on all the ships. Pam likes this one the best.
That's the best.
It is. I mean, it's the best menu. It's kind of Pam,
that's the best main dining food I've had on any ship I've ever been on. Like, that wasn't like a upgraded one, like a main dining. I think that menu is really good.
Right. And we tend to get the steak there. I mean, because they have a filet and they have the best desserts too. So we got that. And it's just kind of chill there. So we enjoy it. Is
it kind of decorated like how you would say the Wish and the Treasure is too, like with artifacts and stuff? And
yeah, cool. It's exactly the same as like the Treasure and the Wish. It's no different. So we did that, and then we did Palo. We did, because we were talking a couple shows ago about Palo, and you reminded me that, like, okay, I'm platinum, so am I going to do
take
Palo?
advantage?
And yeah, I was like, I gotta have the souffle. So we did Palo, and it was awesome. And so we had a great server, and the server had like a kind of a trainee with her, and he was great. She was great. It was just nice to have a slow meal at night in Palo.
Last night of the cruise too.
Yeah, the last night of the cruise. It was great. I mean, and when you work your way up to platinum, and because we've done a few cruises at this point. If you don't know, when you're platinum, you get a free meal. You get like a 55, what I think it is, like you get a $55 credit per person to Palo, which is what the a la carte option is. Or
but can you order off menu and they just credit you 55 if you go over it or something?
I think that's how it works.
Because I'm thinking about next time not going a la carte, and I was just kind of curious if you knew.
Or not a la carte, but what's that called when you do
so they had the prefix that's like $55.
Yeah, the prefix. So if you do the prefix thing, it's covered. You just got to pay the gratuity. But I think it's a 50. I've heard you get you get that credit toward if you want to like go rogue and go off.
Yeah, because I did that the last time on the fantasy. I did like the fish and a couple other things, but I already had used my free one at brunch, so but yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what you get. It was good. So we did that. So that was kind of the dining, but man, Pride Land.
Well, how about the Festival of Foods though? How was that? Was that similar to all the other ships, or?
It was good. It was good. I just wish it was open more.
That's my downside. They really want you in those main dining rooms.
They do
by closing so early.
And I wish the ice cream, especially the ice cream should be open 24 hours. Like, and it should be self-serve.
It should be self-serve.
I hate that you got to ask somebody for it. Like that's where the other class of ships just kill. Like you should just be able to go there.
You can't make a Scotty G cone on there.
No. and like there were so many times, like, it'd be like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, man, I wish I could get an ice cream cone. Nope, can't get one.
I know.
Yeah.
You know what? The barbecue is so good. The tacos, like you just wish they were open longer. I mean, it's just unfortunate.
And two, one of the things is that the food, Pam and I both said this, the food at Festival Foods is actually good enough that you can actually skip the main dining room one night and just make a meal out of it. I mean, dude, the ribs are so good.
Absolutely.
I mean, they had a really good cheeseburger. I mean, just a cheeseburger, but holy smokes, it was so good. They have brats. I mean, because sometimes you just don't want to have like a whole experience of a meal.
You just want to have a quick meal sometimes, like
cheese was killer. Yeah, the tacos. Oh, so good. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying because like that's something I've been noticing. Like the dining, I love the main dining, and like they're adding these little cool elements with the Marvel show and then like the Lion King show. But sometimes those meals just like really like play out for like a long period of time where like yeah, I want to eat, but I want to get back to doing like other stuff, So that's why I wish the Festival of Foods would be open during the day or during those time frames, so you just quick grab a rib or whatever, and then go back to another thing in Luna or something,
I agree, and I don't think it would cost them that much, to keep it open more. I
think because of like they need to figure out how much they're making for those main dining rooms, because they probably don't want to like make. Because they're serving all those things right at once, right? That's kind of like the wedding setup. So they have like a number of these that they have in mind that they're going to make, and they probably don't want to waste it off. Like if a third of the restaurant goes to Festival of Foods or something, like I don't know.
That's a good point. Because that could be a huge variable. If you have that open all the time, like then you don't know how many people are going to go there if it's always available. That's true because it's going to force people into the main dining room, which is going to give you a locked amount of.
Yeah, I mean, not everyone's going to order the same thing in the main dining room, but at least it gives them an idea,
Yeah,
and then they know how many people are going to be at Palo usually. So
that's true. That's true. Yeah, those chicken strips are even good up on Festival of.
I know they are.
I had a few.
I think the Wish class ships, just the food quality in general, is better. I don't know why that would be necessarily. Is the kitchen offerings different or like I don't know, but I feel like the quality and like the selections are better on these new class of ships.
The one thing they don't have as far as food on the Wish class ships that I couldn't find was like wraps. Like on the Magic, they had those wraps at like Daisy's Delight, which was up in that corner, which was next to the cookies, which was kind of funny because like healthy foods is like salads and soups and like fruits and veg and like fruits and then cookies. But they didn't have. I couldn't find wraps because like I was kind of like fiending for like a tuna wrap or a chicken wrap or something one day, and Pam's like, just go get a taco, like a soft taco or burrito. I'm like, well, that's kind of a wrap. I'm like, okay. So yeah, I think I did. But Kyle's got a question here, and actually Ian had this question too over in the Discord. It says, hey guys, how long before the Hercules show did you have to line up? I've seen video with crazy lines already an hour before. Moana was a long line on the Treasure. It looks similar. So I was on the Treasure for Moana, and that was nuts. Now here's the thing. Our sailing was less than 75% full. So that is going to have an impact on this. We didn't go to any shows either. We did not go see Hercules or Frozen or any of the shows. We're not big shows people. So we just went around and hung out and did some other stuff throughout the cruise. But I did talk to a crew person, and he said that they do look at the manifest for the cruise. And if the cruise is at capacity, here's how you can kind of get an indication. If your cruise is going to be where it's going to be really full in the theaters for the 6 o'clock and the 8 o'clock or 8:15 shows, they will throw a matinee also on the agenda if they think it's going to be tight for people. If they think it could be close where there's not going to be enough seats for everybody to see the show on each showing. So for the late seating, for everybody to see the early show, for the early seating, for everybody to see the late show. If there's a matinee, that means that the seating could be tight. So if you see a matinee and you want to see like the show at night, your dinner show, that would be an indication to line up early if you don't want to go for the matinee.
That's an interesting fact.
That's your red kind of alert that they're saying there might not be enough seats. So if you see,
I love that, because I had a matinee on the Fantasy for the Frozen show, and I even said to the girls, like, that's interesting. Like on the C day, they're like, Jimmy, you see it eat at Jimmy was really pushing it too. Like, oh, you families with those little ones, like, we're gonna have the matinee for the Frozen show tomorrow, so make sure you check that at 1 o'clock. I'm like, man, they're really pushing that. And I told you, I thought we had a very full ship. That's interesting fact to know. Thanks for sharing that.
Because I was talking to the crew member, and he says, there's no matinee on this ship because the ship's not full. You're going to have plenty of seating. He's like, you don't have to line up early. You're going to be fine. You're going to get seats. Like, you're going to get good seats. He's like, so you're good. He's like, but if you see a matinee, he's like, that means either go to the matinee, you'll be fine. Or he's like, if you want to get a good seat for the evening show, get there a little bit early if you see a matinee, because that means that we put the matinee on the schedule so that everybody is assured to be able to see the show, as long as you make a choice, because the matinee is meant to push families out of the evening shows to open up those seats for other people. So
wow,
that's just a kind of an indication.
That's a fun little DCL fact right there.
Yeah. Also another fleet, and I don't know how true this is, but I was talking to a bartender up in Currents. We were sitting up there one night just enjoying the sunset. I think it was actually before I went to Powell, the last night of the cruise. Up on deck 14 forward, the sunset was going down. We were having the bartender made me a drink that we had in a mixology class a couple of cruises ago. It was called the Key Lime Martini. She made me. It was so good. Oh my gosh. And Pam had the Blue Hawaiian, which was the drink of the day. We're just enjoying life. It's so good. And as the sun went down, we were just talking to her. She was great. And she told us that 80% of the crew on the Destinies, all new hires, which I thought was interesting. Yes.
Wow.
Because I was curious, and Pam asked her this, like with a new ship, do they bring like an all-star crew over to a new ship, right? To open a ship? And she's like, no. They just, if they need bartenders to bring them over, and we kind of saw that because the dining room was having, kind of first day, first week, first month jitters with kind of learning the thing. Our dining staff was fine. They were super friendly. They were eager. They were great, friendly people. But there were some hiccups with serving, but they'll get it right. They got to go through some sailings and figure things out, and it'll happen. But yeah, I was always wondering that, like, do they bring the best of the best to the new ships? But what it is, I think the folks that have been with cruise line longest, I've always heard kind of want to stay maybe on like the Magic and the Wonder. They like the small ships. And they like the ships they've been on. I don't think you have to necessarily go to the new ship every time if you've been with the line a long time.
But what's crazy, like our friend, the Coco Cadillac guy, Benny, I think you and I and Pam and like all of our families, I think we've seen him on 4 different ships.
Yeah. But I think if you've been with the line a long time, you can request a move if you want to, but I don't think you have to. Like, but maybe you do. I don't know. Like she was talking about that, but I could see it though. Like that with our stateroom host, he was very friendly, but I think he was new to the thing too. Yeah, maybe.
So I don't know. How was the Luna space? I'm guessing because I mean this is like the same design, right, as the other like Wish class ships, but like, did you spend any time in there at all?
We did, and okay, so Pam has a theory on this. We actually went to Serenity Bay, and we didn't. And also, I think Ian was asking about how cold the water was at Castaway. I didn't get in. Pam didn't get in. Very few people got in the water at Castaway. It was a super windy day when we were there. It was beautiful if you didn't get in the water, but there weren't many people getting in the water. I'm just not I hardly get in the water like in July. Like I get in a little bit. I'm just not a big water person. And I definitely wasn't going to get in December, but I enjoyed sitting. Like we did the thing that Pam does. We got the little chair set on the edge of the wall. I didn't put my feet in. She did. I got super sunburned though. I got lit up because I didn't put any sunscreen on or anything. Cause I was thinking it's December, right? I didn't think about, dude, I got back on the ship. I had the raccoon like dinner that night. They were all making fun of me because I had the raccoon eyes. I had my face was bright red. My shorts had a big old line that night when I got in the shower. I was lit up. I got smoked because I fell asleep in my, in the lounge chair. Whew, I got burned. But anyway, because it's a sunny day, it was sunny and windy. I think I got windburn too. But Pam brought up a good point. We were sitting on the beach just talking about the ships, and she was talking about it was called the Sega Lounge on the Destiny, and she has a theory. And let me see. I want to run this past you. So on the Wish class ships, they have these two hosts now, right? The male and the female host to kind of guide you through this adventure. And they also do all, they do match your mate. They do, they do all the trivia. They had 80s trivia. We won 80s trivia the last night. Shout out. And it was packed. It was packed. It was a 7-way tie for first, a 40 out of 40. That's how many people were playing.
Wow. And you won the tiebreaker?
Yep. How many people are live action in the AHA video?
Oh, dang. Nice.
3.
I was gonna say 1, I think, but yeah, okay, 3. Okay.
It's the 2 people and the girl. But anyway, so she was mentioning though, like on the fantasy and the dream, everybody tends, the adults, this is just her observation. I think she was right on that. There's like a core group of cruisers that tend to every night after dinner go down to like Evolution or the Tube. Right. And it's like, like 75% of the people are the same people that go there every night. Right. And kind of gather in the Tube or Evolution. It's like 75% of the same people. So by like day 3 or 4 of your cruise, you kind of know the same people, like not know them really well, but you kind of get to know,
recognize them. Like, oh, I remember that person from night 1. They did this funny thing or whatever.
You know them by like they've been on stage because that was like couple number 3 at Match Your Mate, or it was, this clown that did something in one of the other like
I got hypnotized. That guy from Michigan.
Exactly. And like, they're kind of like cruise famous by like day 3, right? And so everybody, she says that like for some reason in like Luna or Sega Lounge or whatever it is, because of the openness of it, and plus it's more that these 2 hosts are kind of like they're the main characters, like they're guiding. They're also great entertainers, but it's less like it's less of the guests being on stage and more of like this narrative that they're guiding you through your cruise. You're still kind of doing these same things, but it's less of this camaraderie. I think it's because that space on the fantasy and the dreams kind of closed in and dark. It's almost like a little like hideaway every night for the adults.
Like a speakeasy.
Right. It's like open and out in the open, and it's double decker, and it just feels like less like you're going away like this little secret club every night where everybody's hanging out, and it's just more open where like less bonds are made. I don't know. She had a theory and it was kind of hard to put into words, but I was like, yeah,
I see what she's saying.
Every Wish cruise I've been on so far.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, I mean, do you think that?
I kind of see what you're saying, but because of the 2 levels too, like
right.
Like you're not as like it's not as intimate almost. Like, and like some of those tables, I remember being on the Wish, the BRGS podcast cruise one, like they were doing karaoke in there, and like we were with Jared and Stacy and Megan and Mark, and like we were just like in this corner booth, and like you couldn't even see it. Like I was watching it on a screen. Like
right.
Like I'm in the space live. and I'm watching it on a TV. It's like when you go to like a football game and you're like way up there, like, and you're just watching it on the jumbotron instead of like watching the field. It's like, what am I doing? This is just a weird space for me a little bit. But
it is, and I will say though, because we went to Match Your Mate, and the oldest couple won, and they were awesome.
Oh, good. I'm glad when the oldest couple wins.
Yeah, they're hilarious. She called them, and I will say that the adult activities host, she was awesome. She was this young lady from Brazil. She was really great, and her assistant was awesome too. I love them. They did a good job. And but if you want to have what feels like that experience on the Fantasy and the Dream, definitely sit down on the floor. Like, don't go in the balcony, because I've always sat in the balcony, I think, on the other ones, because it's kind of a cool view. But if you want that, we sat this time down kind of like on the floor, like in the main area, and in the first couple of rows. Now you also got to be careful, because you'll get picked for stuff, which I'm kind of a main character. I didn't get picked for anything this time, which is fine, because I wasn't trying to, because with Pam, she doesn't like that stuff, and that's cool. But you just feel
if
more.
Your true buddy was there, though, we would have been.
Yeah, we'd have been totally tearing it up. But like this time, we were more observers. But you feel more like that experience of like a Dream Fantasy if you're down on deck 4 than up on the balcony on deck 5. So if you want to have that more intimate experience, sit on the floor rather than balcony, because the balcony it is more like an observer experience where you're going to get into it more down on the floor. So I'd just say, but it's in that Triton lounge, that lounge across the way, too small.
It's too small.
It's too
small. I know you're going to want to talk more about the ship, but I have to ask the question that everyone has been wanting to know, Mike. So you went into this saying like, I don't know Marvel, I don't know the movies, like this will be really interesting for me to experience this, not knowing these movies or these storylines. I got to know, did that impact your cruise at all? Like, do you love the ship? Do you want to sail it next week? Like, what are your like kind of overall thoughts on that with the Marvel superhero thing going on?
So the characters, I will say, I mean, there were meet and greets everywhere all the time. I mean, if you are a Marvel person, you're going to love it. I walked out of Sega Lounge, and I think it was Black Panther. I think, because I'm pretty sure he was like right there, dude. And he was stalking this lady. I mean, he like took a picture with her, and like she started fiddling with her phone afterwards. And like he stood there for a minute, and then she started walking down towards like shutters where the pictures were, towards the main atrium. She started fiddling with her phone. She had no idea, dude. He was like following her all the way down. And I didn't follow her because that'd have been weird, but like I know he scared the stuff out of her like later on, because man, he's like all in black, and she had no idea he was behind her. Like I'm sure like, there was a good scare there like 15 seconds later, because he went right behind her. I was like, this is gonna be awesome. But I should have watched, but I didn't. So like there, and that's the thing about cruising, the difference between meeting characters on a cruise than at like World or Disneyland, because you get more intimate experiences. I'll give you a better one. On the last night of the cruise, so I did it on Mike in the Midwest. I talked about the duck hunting thing. So the way Pam and I got our steps in every day is we went duck hunting. We went looking for these like rubber ducks that were hidden all around the ship. So like we just like, let's go duck hunting. Let's try to find these ducks that are hidden. People would hide these ducks. And so we just go around and look for ducks, right? The elevator banks, stairwells, anywhere. But the Sega Lounge, we found a few there, like in the little, like by those booths, like they'd be anywhere. We by the stores, we found them everywhere. So I'd be like, let's go duck hunting. Let's find some ducks. So I think it was the last night too. We're like by the elevator banks, like on like, I don't know, like deck 8 or something. I'm just like peeking around, like I'm looking for those little bitty ducks, because some are so small, like looking up by the top where it says Destiny, and boom, the elevator opens, right? Like we're like aft elevators or something. I mean, not even our deck. Like we're on deck 6. It was like a deck 8. Bam, dude. Donald Duck pops out of the elevator. He wants
to talk about duck hunting.
No, I'm saying this is exactly it, dude. He's like, the handler is like, "Buh," because and Donald Duck didn't make a sound, but the handler's like, "Buh." I'm like, it scared me kind of. Like I'm like, what's going on, dude? Because like the handler and Donald Duck pop out of the elevator, dude. Boo, and it's right by the one. I got a picture of it on my Instagram. And so the handler's like, we're just going around surprising people on the elevator. I'm like, that's awesome. She goes, you want to do it with us? I'm like, yeah,
I do.
I do this all the time. I'm like,
we got a VIP here in the elevator.
I'm like, I love posting up on people. Let's go. So I'm like, Pam's like, what are we doing? I'm like, get in the elevator. I'm like, so here we go. So we get in the elevator with Donald Duck and the handler. So like, first of all, I'm like, dude, we got to get a selfie. I'm like, get a selfie with Donald Duck. We get the selfie. So she's like, we're going. So Donald Duck hits the thing with his hands. He hits every floor.
Oh.
So I'm like, dude, we're on this thing with every floor. So we're going, I don't know if we went up or down. I can't remember, but we go to the next floor. And so he's like standing like right, by the doors and waiting for him to pop open. So I'm kind of like I'm like, do I do this or not? Or I just watch. So I'm just kind of like his wingman, right? So they both of them pop out at the next floor. Boo! And I'm like, this is the best. So then, I'm getting to watch the people get like scared and like react and like we're just surprising people. We're just surprising people. You want to get in the elevator? Nobody else would get in the elevator. So they closed the doors. We rode to the next floor. That was great. We did this for like 3 floors. And I was like, all right, we'll get out now. I'm like, we're gonna ride this thing all night, or we just do it for a few floors. But
I would ride it all night. That is so awesome.
It was great. Like, so we got to like, scare people with Donald Duck. I was like, this is like my dream. So we did that, but the characters were everywhere. But I will say, like Loki, like the Cruella de Vil show, Loki did a show where like, they presented him with on that stage in the atrium, they presented him with like a throne or something.
Okay.
I didn't know who Loki was. He had some kind of horns or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We know Loki.
Yeah, I learned that. But yeah, I mean, did it have anything to do with my cruise? No, but I will say all this, the Treasure's my favorite Wish class ship still, because it leans more Disney theme park. But the Destiny though, in the stairwells, how they have those art pieces. Oh my gosh, they had some great Star Wars art in some of the stairwells, especially to like the original trilogy.
Oh, nice.
So I did like it. Yeah, but you can go on this absolutely and not know anything about Marvel and have a blast. Oh my gosh.
Because it's not just Marvel. I mean, you're talking like Hercules and Meg, and you got Cruella. Like it's more than just like Marvel heroes and villains, it seemed like. And it looked awesome for me from afar, and I can't wait to sail that ship. It just looks fantastic. It's Disney Cruise Line, and they just are great at storytelling. You have these like rich character histories, and the restaurants, the entertainment. It's just in the staterooms. Oh, it's magical.
And I will say real quick, Kyle's asking about, we're going to the Destiny in February. We've never gone out of Fort Lauderdale. No, it's a bigger port. How bad was the wait for your from the hotel to get to the dude? You're there. I mean, you can see from the hotel to the ship, and so you'll be there in a blink. So it's great. And and again, no spoilers, but you got to see Dr. Facilier. I mean, oh my gosh, like they nailed this Dr. Facilier experience. And I was like, I was not going to do it because like the lines, I just happened to catch the one because we didn't go to her. I went to the one that happened, but half the ship was at dinner. Half the ship was seeing Hercules. There was only like 10 people sitting outside the little studio where he does his little thing. I'm blown away. I'm not going to spoil it, but I was just like, this is crazy. It's crazy. Like I was looking around. I was like, what's going on? He was amazing. I'm going to watch Princess and the Frog because it was that cool.
You should. It's an amazing movie. Yeah.
And we got to meet Santa. Like I love, like ours was not it was not listed as a Very Merry Christmas cruise, but like the whole ship, the whole time was playing Disney Christmas music in the halls. The merchandise they had Christmas like sweatshirts and all kinds of Christmas ornaments and stuff. Santa had meet and greets throughout the cruise. We got to meet Santa. That was the bomb.
That's great.
Big Christmas tree, some Disney Christmas characters. It was great. Oh, because I love Christmas. So that was a big surprise for me because I didn't think we'd get any of that.
Yeah, I didn't think you were either. And jackpot.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So and like you said, I want to do an official Very Merry Christmas cruise next year for sure. Oh,
I'm going to be looking at dates because they are awesome.
If you want to that's our next cruise together. Is going to have to be a Very Merry next year. It was great. So so the Wish class though, I would still go. If I had to guess, I would go Treasure, Destiny, Wish, but they're all 3 great ships. They're
great. Yeah.
I will say the adult areas though. I mean, the adult areas are kind of the weak spot for the Wish class ships still.
I would.
The lounges are nice. The lounges are nice. Like DeVille's was great. I mean, the Haunted Mansion bar is amazing. You haven't been to the Haunted Mansion bar, dude.
I have not. I have because I haven't been on the Treasure yet either.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna die when you go on the Haunted Mansion bar. It is so good. It is so good. I forgot you haven't been there. You're gonna be blown away by that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. looking forward to seeing that this summer. Yeah.
And Cask and Cannon was great. Which is Keg and Compass on the Wish.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. We watched football in there a couple times. We got a thing called was it Cannon something? It was
that drink presentation looked awesome too. Like how they presented it to you, like in this like case, and like that was awesome.
Cannonball something. I can't remember what it was called, but like it was like only $25 for 2 drinks, and it came out smoking. I knew you'd like that because it was smoking like a treasure chest and flashing different colors because it had like little lights.
Was there a band on the ship?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You said a band, like playing music?
Yeah, like the Wishers were like the band like on the last sailing, you know, because like, and I know like on the Fantasy you had the Fantastics or something, you know. So I'm sure like there's like a house band playing around, right?
Yeah, because they would play like sometimes in the Sanctum, which is like the Bayou.
Okay. I love that space, by the way. I love the Bayou on the Wish so much. Yeah.
They play in there. They play in the lobby sometimes. Yeah.
Okay. Did you catch them at all? Or?
Oh yeah. They were good. They were really good. And that's the thing is like we didn't go to the shows because we just went around to these little areas and
that's what we did on our last Wish with like Liz's folks. You know, didn't want to go to the shows. We just spent more time with like that kind of stuff, which is great. Like that's the beauty about Disney Cruise Line. There's enough to do at any time.
Yeah. And
except go to festival foods.
Yeah, and I don't regret it because that made it so chill because we never had we were never stressed to try to make it a time, right? Because we're just like today we're just going to just go around and we'll get to the Haunted Mansion bar whenever we want. Like it wasn't ever crowded. Like we could get in whenever we wanted. We'll go to DeVille's, we'll go to the Sanctum, we'll go. And we also went to the Hero Zone and we did all the sports. Like we played a game of horse, we played basketball, we played bags. A couple times because it was raining for a little bit. We played ping pong. We played air hockey. Like when in the real world, we play air hockey. We played trivia a few times, like we did all the small stuff and we had a good time doing it. Like we had a blast doing the small stuff on this cruise. Like we love that stuff.
That's awesome.
We won catchphrase TV catchphrase trivia.
Yeah, you won a couple trivias, man. Look at you.
I know. Can you believe we won catchphrase TV trivia? Me?
I mean, you watch a lot of Pluto TV.
I do. A lot of it was old. Like it was the one like people didn't know Norm. People didn't know what that was from. Can you believe
you had too many young people on that?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, how do you not know that? Like, come on now. You kidding me? Didn't know Norm. I'm like, how young are these people? What is going on? Yeah. Anyway, so that's about it. If you have questions, go over to the clubhouse and Sunday night we'll talk. If you have any specific questions, we can do that. But I'm excited for you to go on the Treasure because I really think they took the Wish is a great ship, right? But the first ship in the class. And then they took all the feedback they got from all those sailings on the Wish, and they really jumped it on the Treasure. And I think with the Destiny, they took even more feedback from the Treasure and increased it on the Destiny. The theming on the Destiny is insane. Like the storytelling on the Destiny, insane. Oh, yeah. But I like the theme of the Treasure better just because I'm a theme park guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a great product. And, yeah, I'm excited for that. I mean, that's going to be a 7-night sailing too, which is always awesome, on the Treasure. So that's the draw for the Treasure right now too.
Yeah. I'd rather go to the Eastern Caribbean for 7 nights too. Let's go.
Let's do it. Come on, Mike. Let's go.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I know.
Our senior stuff.
I know. Past all that.
I know. All right, so we're going to jump out of here. We'll be back together on Sunday night with a live call-in show. So let's talk cruising, let's talk world, let's talk Disneyland, let's talk Run Disney Marathon Weekend coming up in like 2.5 weeks. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have said that out loud.
No,
too soon. But join us Sunday night, 7:00 Eastern, 6:00 Central. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or Twitch. Give us a call. We'll be talking Disney. We had a lot of calls last weekend. It was a lot of fun. Let's do it again this Sunday night. Don't forget today's show brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure. Remember, Disney Cruise Line costs the same booking with us. We'll give you a great onboard credit to spend however you like. You can do it for tastings, for port adventures, merchandise in the shops, whatever you want. Just don't use it for tips. That's boring. You can, but just don't tell me. But come on over. We'll help you with World Disneyland as well. No additional costs. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link as you do that last minute shopping for this holiday season. BeOurGuestPodcast.com/Amazon. And thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. You guys keep us on the air. I can't thank you enough for that. You can support us as well, just $5 a month over at Patreon.com/BeOurGuestPodcast. And when you do that, you get a bonus show called Mike in the Midwest. So we'll see you over there again, Patreon.com Be Our Guest Podcast. You can give me a follow over on Instagram, x.com, and Threads at Be Our Guest Mike. Scott's in the same places at Epscott, EPSCOT. But the place you need to be this weekend is Must See Adventures on YouTube. And I told you this on Wednesday. I was going to ask Scott, what's the best retro episode back in the archives? If you want to go back and find a show from days gone by to check out over a chilly weekend. Scott, where would you go back? What episode do you think?
So a lot of people love the most viewed one is our day in Olden, Norway, when we did that like 19-day trip in Europe, which we showcased every single day of that trip. So I would say go watch that Olden video if you want to see something like really retro for the Must See Adventure catalog. I will say back then, only using an iPhone, was using editing software that was slower. It's amazing. And I feel like you feel the same way about the podcast, Mike. If you go back to old episodes, you're like, oh man, like I hated the audio or I hated how I did this edit. We just grow as people, right? And get better as things go on. So I will say, the editing, not as crisp as it is today, but I'll tell you, it's a fun classic episode. I will say though, just a fun one, another one to watch. Watch our day at Kualoa Ranch. It's like our least viewed Hawaii video, and I don't understand why. Like, if you want to know what Jurassic Park is like in real life, that's a fun one to watch too.
And that's the one that has the thumbnail where you're like this.
Yes, right? It has like the dinosaur guy. Yes, yeah,
exactly.
For some reason, that one doesn't get viewed at all. I don't understand why. And we do like a sunset cruise at Alani like that night too. Like, come on, that's an awesome episode.
All right, so go back into the archive. Go to Must See Adventures. Just check out the library. Check out anything you like. But it's it's a good thing about a YouTube channel. You can just click on a few things, go through there, check them out. They're always there. So enjoy it. Like and subscribe while you're there. So make it a good weekend. All right, we are going to see you on Sunday night, but we just wish you have a great weekend. And thanks for always hanging out with us here on the podcast. Oh, and if you don't mind, if you could give us a rating and a review on Apple Podcasts, we'd really appreciate that because again, we've been doing this so long. Sometimes those fall off, and that's how new people find us. And believe it or not, we do have new listeners here and there every once in a while. And we appreciate you guys that have been with us for, over a decade. We appreciate that so much. So thanks for being there.
Soon it's going to be 2 decades, Mike.
It's crazy. It's crazy. We started this when Mallory was 2 months old. She's going to turn 18 in 2 weeks. Oh, she keeps telling me that I'm going to be an adult. I'm like, stop. Anyway, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you on Sunday night. Have a great weekend. So for Scott, I'm Mike. Wish you a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. Good.
That was fun, Mike.
Good stuff. I appreciate you.
It was like the Destiny was a good ship.
It was. I mean, it was. Like I said, it was like a 5-day date with my wife, which I needed because we needed to get away and have fun, and
that's
we did.
Fun. Yeah,
we had a blast.
Yeah, thanks for talking about the YouTube channel too. I mean, you definitely don't have to do that, but that's fun.
No, man, we're in this together, man. We succeed together, and I appreciate you're good. You are so good at podcasting, dude. I love when we get to do these shows together.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that. I think it's just I work off of you, like you're really into it. Did you get like a nosebleed during the episode? I saw you like
my fingers bloody, dude. I was trying to.
I know. I felt so bad for you. Like
I did. I get blood.
That's how great of a podcaster you are, Mike. Like, you could be like having a nosebleed.
I did, dude. I was bleeding. My fingers all bloody. Yeah, dude. I did. I was like, I got to keep going though. I'm not.
Didn't even notice it. I mean, people that listen to that, they're gonna have no clue that happened. That's how great you are.
I was sniffing, because dude, my nose was gushing. I get these nosebleeds because it's so dry in here.
Oh yeah.
My God. And no, I did. Yeah. Heck yeah.
You were smooth about it. So there we go.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go get some Kleenex.
Yeah, there you go. All right. I know you got to edit this. Go to Taco Bell. I'm about to get some dinner. So
all right. I'll tell you later. All right. I'll talk to you. Take care. I'll see you
too. All right. Bye, everyone.